audible?
So sorry.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. If at any point I am not audible, just please tell me. Again, super sorry for the quality of the speech. Hold up, I'll just get my timer.
It's so hard.
Alright. I'll start in 3, 2, and 1. So regardless of the world that we live in, either in affirmative or negative side, you'll have these sports bets, which will likely grow and become an industry either way, because either way, advertisements or not, gambling is like precisely on the same level as drinking and smoking. But what we tell you quite exclusively is that insofar as we ban these advertisements, we kill an opportunity for growth, we kill an opportunity for engagement, we kill an opportunity for evolution, and we kill an opportunity for fun to happen. Joseph, my partner, already told you that a lot of the harms posited by side government are either number 1, uncomparative, number 2, value neutral, and number 3, just plain false. So 3 things in DPM to clear it up. First, I'll rebut both Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. Then I'll move on to my extension. And then lastly, at the very end, a few pieces of weighing. Firstly, they said that advertisements are incredibly misleading and overall predatory. Panel, this is like literally crazy talk, but sure. We tell you that the exclusive role advertisement gives you is the role to entice people into buying their product. PM's analysis on this can apply to literally anything that's inexclusive to sports. Like based on, she said, you could ban advertisements for anything in general, i.e. alcohol, i.e. smoking, i.e. literally makeup. So anything of that analysis, like they would assume it they want banned. But sure, let's like buy that frame. We tell you that comparative to actual casinos, sports betting are actually less predatory in their advertisements. Why? Because casinos make entire businesses based on the lie that it is fair or that it is far more equitable for you to win against the house. At least on our side, this form of betting is actually better. Why? Because it's far more fair, it's far more capable for the individual person to research on specific nuances about the sport that they're going into and make a more informed choice as opposed to having the house already stacked against them without them having to win in the first place. Second rebuttal, they said that, oh, it's because of sports betting and these types of things that it changes the income of these sports and it further limits the integrity of said sports. So number 1, I don't see why advertisement necessarily leads to that harmful effect. But number 2, it's actually better on our side because there's more of an incentive for in-game officials and people aligned with that sport in the first place to keep it fair. This is precisely what happened with the NBA referee who got fined and fired when they were fixing bets for the NBA. When we legitimize this industry, when we advertise this industry, we validate it in order for it to be controlled and like less bad stuff will happen as to what DPM already mentioned in the first place. Thirdly, what does our ads look like? My partner said pretty clearly in his speech that it will evolve. Like it'll has to be 18 as to what currently happens right now with apps like DraftKings, or you have some reading terms and conditions which include the capacity to lose money given risks and that it's also addictive as in the case of cryptocurrency. So on our side of the house, you can still evolve and you can still preempt a lot of the harms already without having to ban it in the first place. I'll tell you why not banning it is good in a bit. But lastly, fourth, I'm not sure where DPM is, but we see cigarette ads all the time as to what the POI mentioned, right? Many billboards, posters, and flyers. But on our side, these ads can actually evolve. This is why cigarette packaging now has visceral images, now is a lot more preemptive in who they want to cater to, because sure, smoking is still a thriving industry, sure, smoking still exists, but now there exists a disincentive for people, for vulnerable stakeholders in this debate to actually not consume these products and to keep it more controlled. Sports betting, lastly, sports betting is a cornerstone for advertisement for sports in general. So like the NBA, the NFL, the FIFA are only where they are now because of the views and interaction that people set. You kill that industry not just for ads, but also for the sports in and of itself. Let's go on to my extension. Why regulating advertisement sports betting, regulating advertisement sports betting serves as a better alternative for getting people more invested in the sport. Why is this true? 3 reasons. Number 1, sports betting is a valid form of interacting with the sport. And as a consequence, these advertisements enable more investment, literally and figuratively, with that betting. Number 2, just as you can see in apps like DraftKings for the NBA, football, or UFC, it builds this sense of competition, or it builds this sense of fun that you want to have and that you can possibly win off of. Number 3, in fact, it actually serves as an extra incentive to consume more of this sport as a means of spending a little bit more extra cash if they want to choose it. Which again, just as a reminder, you can still choose to just not opt into this sport as a general, right? And this is where I want to directly tackle on the point of it posing an incredibly harm to people who participate in it. Number 1, there's already preemptive measures that inhibit a lot of it on a lot of gov's harm in status quo. Like anything in the world, given enough push will lead to eventual harm, right? Like drinking or smoking, whatever. This is precisely why my partner's case clashes with side government and comes out on top. Because these, like sports betting, are manifestations of valid choices that adults can do. As opposed to other forms of gambling, it's more fair and equitable because at least in sports betting, you have the ability to make a better prediction and make a better bet, i.e. looking at statistics, looking at score sheets, making a more observed and making a more intelligent inference, as opposed to betting everything that you have on red or whatever it is you do in casinos. Point is, the impacts it will give are going to be a positive because it enables die-hard fans on an avenue to maybe make some good money if they're smart enough with whatever it is they analyze, or for the average fan to have fun with their friends. Same way you do with drinking, all of this is perfectly fine and we don't think it should be banned. The only way you are able to grow this thriving industry and activity is through these advertisements. Sure, a conversation can be had at the very worst extremes, as always with anything, but only on our side, you get safer consumption of this activity as opposed to all of the harms that we tell you happens on side government. For all of those reasons, proud. Thank you.